Everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about twin flame process. So this is a reading for the energy coming up this week. It's the 10th today. So 10th is about finality, something ending, and it's in Pisces. It's the last quarter. So the moon is equal, pretty much equal between dark and light. So we've got a healing going on and a letting go. So that might have already happened, or you might be going through it today. Tomorrow, which is the 11th, we are into the masculine. So we're into a darker moon than a lighter moon. And it's going from Pisces to Aries. So it's also going from a healing aspect to a really adventurous and outgoing aspect, and a fiery masculine energy. So, and then by Saturday, we're in the new moon. Excuse me. So the moon's going fully dark into Gemini. Excuse me. Which is all about the mind, communication, and discussions. So let's just get some cards out and see what they're going to say about the energy this week. All right, so they're showing me two birds facing each other, sitting on a pole. So the pole is a representation of oneness and also point of attraction. The two birds talking is a representation of the Gemini energy coming at the end of the week, and the masculine and feminine coming together basically. So maybe you're going to find by the end of the week you're in discussion with your masculine. What else are they saying? It's a fun energy this week. They've got, so although it's masculine, which is generally negative and inharmonious, they're saying it's they just said audacious. It's quite an audacious week, starting off with that Aries moon. So fieriness, feistiness, Joker mentality, they're saying. So like it's a feel-good energy coming in from tomorrow. So after the let go and the healing of the Pisces that we've been in for the past few days, not the Pisces for the whole of the last few days, but the let go has been going on. Right, let's get the cards out. Okay, so they're showing me like a hand holding a rock, and they're talking about something being unearthed. So it's like lifting this rock up and finding something underneath it. So new information coming in. So that was probably the Gemini that's coming at the end of the week. So receiving news, receiving information, also receiving mental images, maybe clairvoyant images, and mental images, claircognizance, audience even at the end of the week. So messages could be coming through there. So coming through energetically, inspiration, sudden light bulbs going off, sudden understandings and clarity going off inside your mind. This kind of a thing, messages from masculine to feminine. So again, receive clairaudiently, clairvoyantly, claircognizantly, that kind of a thing. Coming at the end of the week, clear knowings, they just said. So maybe you just suddenly know something. Could be something about your twin, could be something about yourself, could be something about your relationship, could be something about the play out between you. You know, some kind of clear understanding of what something meant that went on between you, and the maybe not how things look on the surface, but more like what it was coming about for healing. So again, because I got really clearly this going from the healing to the mentality, from the Pisces to the Gemini, and also coming into the masculine half. So it's like information delivered through the masculine to the feminine, which is around what was required for healing. So maybe a conversation that you had in the past and something that triggered you is going to be remembered, and you're going to understand why that was necessary for your own healing. So all triggers heal, ultimately, even though they're not very nice going through them. Sometimes it can feel unpleasant, but they're all for a greater purpose. So it might be something that's coming back into memory around you and your twin that set off a healing process inside of you. So I feel that's coming from the masculine to the feminine, about the feminine. So you're going to get some information about your own healing, and it could be a reminder. So it could be like, when they said that to you, and then how that affected you, and how you changed because of that, or you grew into a stronger person because of that, because it brought you into a place where you had to set a boundary in some way, because a lot of triggers that go off between twins are about things like disrespectful behaviour, from the masculine to the feminine, and the feminine setting boundaries and not being so soft, with the masculine, and not allowing them to kind of take away your power and and to operate through and to go through your bulldoze through your boundaries, basically. Right, let's have a look. Ace of Swords, which is enlightenment, communication. It's really representing the brain, and again, clear understanding, clear thinking. It's the one again, so that's like the way they show me the pole in the visual, the one. So coming from the one, which is your twin, and a clear understanding, something verbal being clarified, something that they've said to you in the past that's led to you understanding yourself better and understanding how you want to be treated, and what you will or won't put up with in your life. Something like that coming, if not an actual communication, but I feel really strongly it's more like an internal communication, because that's how twins work. So that's the difference, right? Is that you do get this information coming through energetically that just arrives inside you without having to have a conversation on the outside. In fact, it's nearly all done internally. It's like you're having a conversation without that person having to pick up the phone or text you or anything. You just have the conversation in your heads. It goes back and forth between the two, just through the brain waves. So feel that's what that's about. Oh, Ace of Wands. So again, we've got another ace coming out. This is point of attraction. And also really representative of that Aries energy. So everything that goes back and forth between twins is about this process of coming into alignment with your point of attraction. So it's all cleverly kind of arranged in a way that will bring you to certain understandings at a specific point in time for you, which is going to bring you into, you go in and out of your point of attraction, but these clarities that you get between twins eventually brings them into a point of stability where they are aligned completely. So both of them are in a point of attraction, their own individual, which is shared because they are a work in progress, a shared vibration. But both come into alignment basically in the point of attraction. So each end of the stick aligned at 0 point. So perhaps that's what's coming this week as well. There's some kind of alignment coming. And with that Aries, again, it's like masculine energy moving things forward. So, and if you've just been through a let go, which I've just been through, then you come into more kind of power after the let go. So it's much more about feeling harmonious inside of yourself, and feeling very empowered and powerful, and knowing oneself, knowing thyself, knowing yourself fully, and therefore being fully in cooperation inside yourself as to how you want to feel and be. So there's no being taken away from yourself by any kind of negativity. It's like they just said the pedal to the floor, like when you get in a car and you just steam ahead, basically, is what they're saying. So momentum forward, like really powerful momentum forward. Let's have a look, and that's energetically. Let's have a look at this. Six of Pentacles, which is coming into contact physically, whether that is, again, letters, emails, texts, phones, meeting in person. So everything leading to this point, basically. So really strong energy this week through some kind of clarity. That is going to bring you into alignment inside of self. Some understanding, some letting off the hook. So this is where inside you have that understanding, that trigger had to happen, because if it hadn't happened, if they hadn't said that to me, then I wouldn't have gone through this, changing the way that I feel inside myself and knowing myself better and understanding what I don't want from somebody and how I don't want things to be. Right? And it's and then ultimately understanding, so they're part of me, the masculine is part of me, and it's all for me and it's all about me. Right? As the feminine, this is the feminine, and therefore it's all been good, it all is good, it's all, it's all, whatever you've had gone on between you and your twin, where you felt it's not been about you, you're going to understand it's all been about you, one way or another. So all these feelings, of like being left behind or forgotten about or not being important or being overlooked and overshadowed, and, maybe they married someone else and maybe they, walked away from you for whatever reason, and it made you feel like, you were being, you weren't being made to feel like you were special. So it's all this kind of just really a turning around of that inside yourself, which is like, well, no, everything is all about me being special, because twin flame it's an energetic union. So it's beyond special, and it's beyond human. So it's not just two individuals coming together for a relationship, it's conjoined energy, basically. So, and you can't get much more special than that in human form, because it's not very common. So there's something here about you understanding your own power, forthright. They said forthright, so kind of maybe even like really owning that in some way, maybe in relation to them. They've got this Six of Pentacles, like someone coming forward and reaching out in the physical. So I feel it's going beyond the physical, I feel like it's something energetic going beyond the physical, where you're going to feel like, maybe you're going to feel like, well, the physical thing, them coming forward, this like, this reunion, physical reunion that everybody talks about, that's not really, that is not really as important as, maybe I've been thinking, or maybe I've been being taken into consideration of. It feels like something else is being considered here that is like the primary importance of the goal of the energetic connection, which is bringing you into your point of attraction, ultimately, which is really, really powerful. Much more powerful than just another human having a conversation with them. It's coming into your point of attraction. So something's going on around that, I feel. And they just said let go again. It's like, you can have your let goes where it's all like crying and tears and remembering something and getting a trigger come up where you're like, everything's like tumbling down and all these emotions coming out. And then you can have a let go, and that's not this, basically. You can have a let go where it's kind of you coming together inside yourself because you're letting go of all of that, and you're like feeling really together and really strong. So this is that kind of a let go. It's a coming together a go, right? It's coming together inside, the let go of everything that was or has been, and that ever made you feel bad. It feels like. And that masculine energy, really strong masculine energy, that is coming inside the feminine. So it's just it's a passing over of energy, basically. So this strength of the masculine that's coming into the feminine is fully healed, which is really important because the whole process is about healing the masculine energy. And this just feels like the masculine energy coming in healed at the moment anyway, and so that can only be a really powerful thing that's happening this week. Let's get another card out. Knight of Cups, that's love and romance. Hierophant, relationship. Eight of Swords, mental connection. So again, it's just stating something coming in the shared mind, the shared connection through the mind, being passed back and forth. This is Hierophant. This is like the really important relationship, basically. It stands for, the priest that marries them, and it stands for all like the rules and regulations around relationship, basically. So it's just standing for how important relationship is, basically, that card, and it's right in the heart of the reading. So this is really important. This is really important this week for what you come into inside of yourself. There is a feeling of, again, it's like that hand holding the stone that they showed me, like solid as a rock, they just said. So there's a feeling of you feeling, the feminine feeling, just really together and really strong, and really like nothing can touch you in terms of like, your purpose. This is, again, it's purpose in the Hierophant, and understanding fully why you're here, it feels like. And again, that just feels like it's not really about a physical connection. If you're twin flame, and understanding fully why you're here is going beyond a physical connection. It's going beyond a romance. It's going beyond all what's expected in a physical life, like you grow up, you have a few boyfriends, you leave home, you have some fun times with friends, and you have a hen night, and then you and then you get married, and then you have children. It's going beyond all of that. All right, so your reason for being here is beyond all of that, and probably a lot of the time doesn't include any of that. Or you go through that and it feels empty and meaningless because it's not delivering what you're really here for, which is this feeling of oneness, basically. And that's about relationship with self and being at one with yourself and fully empowered, and feeling just like, I know why I'm here, and it's fine that I'm here alone, maybe. And if that's what it means to be a twin flame, then I'm fine with that. There's a lot of strength and understanding coming this week, and not giving away through emotions your power. So, but then we've got Knight of Cups here, which is like romance and love. This is like waiting in the wings. So the twin flame process is about giving everything up before it comes back. So it feels like, and your self-empowerment, your fully empowered self. It's all right that I'm alone. It's all right if I spend the rest of my life alone. I'm going to be fine alone. I'm fine now. I'm going to carry on being fine. It's really, turning it from bad to good, because a lot of this journey is like, where is he? When's he coming? Why am I alone? It's all feeling bad. It's like turning that on the head And then it's all the things that you would have felt bad about, you're feeling good about. But none of that, right, is about him coming back or her coming back or them stepping forward, because if it were, you wouldn't fully have come into the power of letting it go. It's got to be let go of completely, because you can only feel good in your present circumstances, in your now moment, by fully letting go of it. So the process is designed to make you fully let go of it. And however many times you have to let go, little by little, until you finally let go completely and finally feel good completely as you have let go. So that's all coming this week. And these things come around and around again and again, you know, with the moons, they come around again and again. All this like coming into the power of it, and then suddenly having to and then you take on board the pain of it again, and then you have to release the pain of it. So it's going to be different for different people. Some people are right at the end of the process in terms of like fully formed now in this feeling good, and some people maybe not there yet, and they're still having to let go and repeat and, you know, feel better and then repeat the let go. So for them, it's just coming around as another a point, and they're going to have to let go again. But it's different for everyone. It's just how it moves, right? It moves from dark to light. And eventually, when it's fully let go of, this comes in. Knight of Cups. So got it waiting there. Right, we've got it waiting there in the Six of Pentacles as well. And then we've got Major Arcana here. Relationship. But that's like, you say that word right, it's like not, there's nothing, you just say that word, that's just all it is. It's not like, okay, well, what do I think a relationship is? Is it being with someone? Is it sitting next to someone? Is it being married? Or is it just living with them? It's none of that. It's just one thing, right? It's just relationship. So that, again, that's like a really open-ended point here in this. It's like it's going to be different for everyone, depending where you're at and where you're viewing it from. Because through the process, everybody views it differently as they move through. So some will still be caught up in that old drama of it must be a marriage, you know, when am I going to marry them? And some people will be right through to the other end of it, where it's like marriage is not even relevant to this connection that I've got, because it's down, that's bringing it down into earth, and it's narrowing the field down. This is an open energy. This is wide and outgoing, you know. This is like I mean, I don't want to say completely open relationship, because it's not feeling like that. It's not involving like multiple partners, not unless you want to and you both want that. I'm not saying that. But just a different thing for everybody, you know. Different, an individual kind of a thing for each unit, each masculine and feminine. So, 10 of Pentacles, completion in the physical world. 10th today, right? Physical 10th. And then we've got 6 of Pentacles, someone reaching out, contact being made, relationship, 10 of Pentacles, and completion point. Maybe it's completion for some then, in terms of relationship. Maybe it is coming into the physical. Somebody out there. One of us. I don't know. I don't know. They just said the grand entrance, if that helps. If anybody's ever had that said to them, the grand entrance, then that's you. That's the one that's getting the reunion. If you've heard that in your head. 3 of Swords, the pain that comes through the mind and the heart, growth through pain in terms of this relationship. Well, everything in twin flame process is growth through pain, unless it's you're in your point of attraction. Let's have a look here. And then 8 of Cups, which is love comes from love. So ultimately, information that's going to be received here, Ace of Swords through the mind, in terms of this relationship, is going to lead to a feeling of love, which again is not romantic love, because that has to be let go of. And also, romance is an illusion. Romance causes pain, because nothing's perfect. And romance, in romantic novels and movies, everything's perfect. So that's a lie. It's not like that. Nothing's like that. Everything's consistent in dark and light, up and downs, ins and outs. So, but love is love. Is love, right? Love is open-heartedness. Love is, they just said, do no harm. So it's like, because this is so important, this connection that you've got, everything that's happened between the two of you is really important. It's not for the reason that, they wanted to hurt you. On a human level, it's to trigger you into your authentic sovereignness. So it's to bring you into your alignment with your point of attraction. Everything that's said between twins when they do talk to each other in the physical is about coming into point of attraction. It's all about healing. So they could say the worst thing to you and it triggers you into like facing self, and who you are and how you want to be treated and your value, self-value, self-worth. So it's all about healing, right? So it's all about love. So it's all love, no matter how bad it might seem. This is talking about twin flames, which is, if you're watching this and you're not one, and you've had someone say something bad to you, well, it's not always the reason, some people do need to just be shut out of your life. Narcissists, sociopaths, that kind of thing. But with twin flames, it's all about love. So it's about open-heartedness here. Love comes from love. So again, it's kind of a let go. Love comes from love, because it's just understanding everything has to be exactly the way it is. Everything had to happen exactly the way it happened. Otherwise, you can't get to where you're going. You can't go through the process if you aren't triggered, and you can't go through the process unless you're releasing what you've been triggered from, and you're coming into a better place in yourself around it. And not just around that, but around everything, about your whole existence. And it's just really going from worst case scenario to a better case scenario. So worst case scenario, I'm never going to see them again. They did this to me. They did that to me. It's so much pain. I hate having to go through this. When's it going to end? That's all worst case scenario. To better case scenario, which could be as simple as, well, things could be a lot worse. And then listing the ways that things are all right for you. Something like that coming in as well, I feel. Mental connection. When this is formed in the mental connection, and it's formed in the feminine, so a new understanding is formed in the feminine, it's passed back to the masculine. So a better case scenario formed inside the feminine's brain around their existence, passed back to the masculine, and the masculine comes into a better location in terms of their feelings, their thoughts, their reason for existing, their purpose. So that's how it works, right? So going back and forward in the thoughts like that. And then for eventual love coming in from stage left, from this openness that is everything is about love in this connection. So, and then Three of Wands, which is something on the horizon vibrationally, so something being formed energetically around this relationship, underlying everything, something again waiting to come in, basically. Stage left, romantic relationship. And I mean that in the loosest way, as in this will be about love and sex, not platonic. It will be about love, and it will be about a relationship around love, So but without all that drama of the illusion of romance. More in a very grounded, very clear way, a very purposeful way, basically. Love with a purpose. And the purpose to love, really. So there's just the purpose to love each other. Not necessarily another purpose, just that purpose to love each other openly for all of your days is what's waiting to come in here. So I think that's it. I'm going to leave it with that. So that's this week. It does feel like a very clear week already, actually, now that we're at the 10th. So maybe that's why it's saying 10 Pentacles completion here, because it does already feel like something completed in terms of having to let go of that emotion. I'm just going to have a quick look and see. I don't know what time it goes into Aries, the moon. It doesn't say here. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. If anybody wants to go reading, anything like that, a session, all my details are in the description box below. Lots of love. See you next time. Bye.